Okay, so today we're going to have to cover a story regarding the Switch 2 launch in Japan. Hold on. Uh, I just need to reset my capture card because it's lagging. I'm not sure what's happening. Let me check my I really don't know why my sound is lagging. Let me check the album. I check my advanced audio properties. That's what I need to check. So monitor off, monitor output. Okay, let's get started because I think I resolved the issue. So let's start playing Mario Kart World. Now, I do have to make a few complaints about Mario Kart World before I cover the main topic. First, the game's rubber banding is so unforgiving. Like, you want to have like a few seconds to recover compared to like or no time to recover. Hold on, we're not playing Grand Prix. I'll play Versus. Now, I did do some research on the internet, and they said that the meta is usually heavier characters, like this cow over here. And we got a Bumblebee for the car, so, I'm gonna use the Baby Blooper. I'm gonna use 150. We're gonna use normal CPU, because I'm still learning. I'm gonna do random 4 races, and we're gonna begin. Because, the main topic for today's stream is there was this one user on X who did not receive his their Switch 2 pre-order at all. At first it was written off as a delay for hold on. I need to we're using normal items by the way, but but it was initially delayed until quote-unquote June 7th, but after those days had passed, the pre-order was actually returned to sender, according to a customer service chat. It was from someone on X, and I listed the original tweet in the description. This game looks so brilliant in HDR, by the way. I'm sure it's going to translate well to SDR displays because of difference in color mapping. It's a pretty long way to the road, by the way. It's the second section. No, it's the second of 4 sections. So, because the pre-order was quote-unquote lost by the Amazon Japan delivery service, I can safely say that Elvis Presley had a much better grasp on logistics than we do today. Tragic but true. And this is a huge contrast to my experience pre-ordering from Walmart. Yes, you had to fight scalpers, and I had to as well, but at least it went smoothly for me, fortunately. Because on 7:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on June 5th, 2025, I got my Switch 2, along with a can of Pringles and a bottle of Coca-Cola, which I am not going to drink on stream because it turns out that RGB keyboards are actually not really good for like pest control. And when I got home from after visiting Japan, I had I found like thousands of ants inside my keyboard. It was scary stuff, honestly. And I also ordered a micro SD Express card just a few hours before midnight on for the launch, and I got I got later that same day. Honestly, that's So honestly, it was also 512 gigabytes, which neither SanDisk, Lexar, or or Samsung are selling. It's ironic because Samsung is actually one of the first, it's one of the leading memory chip companies in the world. But they still don't sell the, but they don't sell larger capacities, yeah. Uh-oh. Actually, you cannot use the blue shell, you can't use the blue shell dodge like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. No, I mean, not like to cancel out your blue shell, effects of the blue shell. That doesn't work in this game, sadly. Need to get. Playing as Nabbit. Nabbit has slightly better acceleration. We're not done yet. Play 150, even though it's the hardest difficulty in this game. So close to the end. I somehow hear a blue shell. Okay, we won this one. Look at that cow. Smug cow. Oh, let's view the replay. And while we do that, we'll turn down the, we'll just talk about, the Switch, about the pre-order I mentioned. So this is from a user on X. So first day, they had a problem with their delivery. Like, it said, we're sorry, but there was a problem in the middle of delivery. So if you don't get by June 7th, 2025, then we'll return the item back to the original, to the warehouse. So, yeah. And then just a few days later, no delivery, return to sender. So there's like some problem or something, so they couldn't deliver it, and then they sent the refund. But when they tried to buy the bundle back, they were denied. The bundle was already sold out, and it was a huge blow to people, and I mean, this game is so beautiful, honestly. Let me just take let me go to photo mode. Turn off the guide. Okay, so yeah, there was. I admit that there's a problem too. So it's really ironic when a retailer that gets mocked repeatedly on the internet has like has handled the Switch 2 launch better than a company that has like a lot of press coverage, neutral to positive press coverage on online. So but then we got to talk about the next, actually, I'm going to click next race, because you cannot save races, sadly. But, who we actually start from? Because, according to a broadcaster in Ishikawa Prefecture, Japan, the rate to win the lottery for the Switch 2 in Japan was apparently 5%. 5%. And yes, and despite the very low chances of winning the Switch 2 lottery, I've seen some really fucking terrible excuses about the Switch 2, about the lottery. Even though it definitely caused a seismic rift in VTuber agencies like Hololive Japan or something. Because now I feel like that there's a there's like they're considered, there's some people who are considered other by the there's some members that are considered other by the Switch, by those who want to Switch 2. It's like causing jealousy or something. Okay, we gotta focus. Oh, I love this course. You know, this is actually 64 Choco Mountain, by the way. Look, you got another Choco Mountain remake, just like 3 years ago. Oh, I almost got. Okay, so, there's a seismic rift. Like, even with the PlayStation 5's extreme scalping, it wasn't as bad as the Switch 2 launch because of, didn't cause this much division like the Japanese Switch 2 models. Like, they sell 2 different models in Japan. The Japan-only model at every retail store, and the multilingual version on the My Nintendo Store Japan, on the Japanese My Nintendo Store only. But the rest of the world got the multilingual version by default. The only reason that they made a Japan-only version is because they tried to appease buyers in Japan, and well, you could see the rest for yourself. Like the first excuse I've heard was, "Oh, Sony also held a lottery for the PlayStation 5," or something. And as I mentioned before, there are 2 different models of the Switch 2 in Japan in one country, and the system was rigged from the start. I'm sorry. And from what I heard, there was a higher chance of winning the multilingual model on the My Nintendo Store in Japan, but it's not sold in any retail stores in Japan. And you know, I've seen some uninformed tourists last month during my 2-week stay in Japan. They're trying to buy Japan-only Switch 2 consoles at Big Camera, thinking that they would get a tax-free or they would connect their US or European Nintendo account to the Japanese only Switch 2. Clearly they haven't done their homework, or they're just I don't know. But Duolingo of all companies should have known better. Yet they pushed disinformation about the Japan only Switch 2 model on X. And let me tell you, this is not some conspiracy theory I'm making up. This is not a conspiracy theory I'm making up at all. Because after this race, I'm going to okay, we're on the 3rd race right now. Okay, so the 4th lottery is due for June 11th, per Nintendo's website. Yeah, it's literally the boss battle in Mario Bros. 3, I guess. I mean the music. Sometimes you gain too much airtime and then you fall behind. But that's why there's a difference between true airspeed and ground speed. In you know, the airlines and stuff. Like, I didn't receive my invitation from Nintendo to buy the Switch 2, but I think it expired because because I already have a Switch 2 and due to family circumstances, I could not buy another one for my sister. So there's that. Okay, we're falling behind to Luigi, wearing an aviator suit, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the only way you can really unlock all the costumes in this game is if you, let's get some food from the Yoshis. It's a parody of Buc-ee's, which is a American fast food store chain in the South. And they don't have any locations in New Jersey. However, they do have a Buc-ee's in South Carolina bought a road sign on the New Jersey Turnpike saying that couldn't get that you had to make a U-turn and drive for another 600 or so miles to get to the nearest Buc-ee's. But back to the point I was making. I'm about to show you a website that proves that the Switch 2 multi-wingle model. Hold on. I think I used it here as a mushroom. Oh, not as an almost mushroom. Okay. We finished our third race. And the smug cow again. Okay, let's open up the browsing window I want to bring up. Okay, just to make sure that this is not conspiracy theory. What I'm saying is not conspiracy theory. This is Nintendo's own website. I can show the address bar if you'd like to verify that this is actually from Nintendo's own website. Here it is. It says that the fourth lottery is supposed to be held on, applications are until June 11th, and you can also buy from the game shop, but yeah, because you have the Mario Kart World set, and the Japan only, and the Japan only. So this is what people miss when they go to the tour shops in Japan. Hold on. Just realign this with the other side of the screen. I don't know. The Japanese language system is designed for use in Japan only. Only Japanese is available as system language. Only Nintendo accounts with the country or regions as Japan can be linked to the system. Yeah. I see some arrogant-ass tourists at Big Camera in Shibuya still trying to buy a Switch 2 Japan-only model. So you can scalp on the internet and then trap people even more. So the same disclaimer here for the system only. And you could also get the multilingual system, but this is for the My Nintendo store in Japan only. This is why I had to push back against this information and all that stuff. And when I brought up that you cannot link a Nintendo account registered outside Japan to a Japan-only Switch 2 model, my comment was deleted. This is blatant CCP-style censorship over a validated fact by Nintendo themselves. Yet, I felt like someone who got silenced for telling the weather in the weather conditions in mainland China. And I hear some other horrible excuses. Or the other horrible excuse I heard was that, oh, but the Japanese only Switch 2 is cheaper, and because Nintendo is a cultural icon. Well, that's a really gross oversimplification of things. Oh, it's Vancouver Velocity. Oh, I heard I'm not going to Canada anymore because our Mark Carney's just go to have unwarranted searches on every U.S. travel, including Point Roberts residents, because of Bill C2. But going back to the Switch 2 and the disinformation surrounding the console. Yeah, I do have a upload video, a unboxing video, like, in the works, but because of the severe jet lag I have, it probably won't be complete for another few weeks. Especially since the border officer literally told me, I mean, when I went back to America, the border officer said that I had to go back to work, and I'll probably work for 2 days a week instead of, like, usual 1 day a week. Because my boss is a flexible person when it comes to scheduling. Here you have 4 segments. This is the 3rd segment. And, now, the reason I push back against that claim, that oversimplification, is because, in the last 24 months or so, this one USD was trading at about 133 to 160 yen. That was in the past 24 months alone. I mean, and I even told him that I've been to Japan 3 times before the COVID-19 pandemic. You know what they said? Not what they said, but when the US dollar stream anywhere between 105 and 110 to 112 yen during my pre-COVID trips to Japan. I mean, I could upload them on a separate Instagram account if you'd like. I'm just gonna be a little bit more prudent here, because I kept losing Grand Prix and knockout mode. So, okay. So, basically the only justification was because the Bank of Japan did not raise interest rates in 2022. And when the US dollar drops below 120 yen, if there's a Plaza Accords, as a 2020's equivalent to the Plaza Accords, there will be no justification for the Japan-only model. I'm sorry, but that was a really poor excuse. Meanwhile, you have, like, a country just 800 miles from Tokyo. According to a 1942 map of Japan, that gets the multilingual version by default, and that country is South Korea. Even though the Republic of Korea wasn't founded until after World War II, the 1942 map gave us a pretty good idea how far Japan was from South Korea. I won't be listening on stream due to the hate speech of at the time, so so while the comments that were defending the disinformation gets a shit ton of upvotes, I get downvoted to hell for telling the truth. Why? Because it didn't fit the narrative. And it's the same thing with travel to Japan. Everyone's like, on Instagram, is like, oh, everyone's moving to Japan, especially those from the West. I spent 2 weeks in Japan, and I was called a gaijin, or an polite term for a foreigner. At least once, behind my back. That really stings, honestly. And the whole atmosphere was absolutely tense. It's not the joyful one that I experienced in 2017, but a tense atmosphere had taken over because of over-tourism. Problematic behavior from resulting tourist pollution. Yeah, all my honest accounts of Japan 2025 will probably be sidelined in favor of aesthetic videos or posts that show uncomfortable Japanese buses in a romantic light. Like, I rode on 2 Japanese buses during my time there, or maybe 3 or more. It was uncomfortable as hell, honestly. And some buses in the countryside do not accept IC cards or Apple Watches. You must use a cash. So, whatever it is, I'm so done with the, with those double standards, disinformation on the internet. If only people were more honest, then I wouldn't have to make streams like this. But I gotta keep doing what I have to be doing because people don't even do their research when they even like people don't even do their research when they play on the Switch. When they do Switch 2. So actually that's it for this replay. And yeah, I'm actually going to end the stream here. So I might put Yakuza 0 Director's Cut soon, so stay tuned for that. Until then, see you.